like this black grey coloured sand, which apparently is volcanic sand. I learned that in school. Might or might not be true, but check it out. It's amazing. Like the waves are crashing. There's this like really alive feeling, and so every time I come back here I'm like, yeah, I feel alive, I feel home. You know, but the first time I've travelled all around the world, but when I moved to South Australia and I was in the city, I'm like, I've just got to go to the beach, just get that feeling of being alive. And I went to the beach and it was just like calm as clear water, white sand, and I'm like, I need to feel alive. This is that feeling here. Not as good for cycling because it sinks down, but there's this really cool spot further up where I think it's going to be quite cool. I want to show you guys. So not a great cycling thing, but I want to show you guys. And then I'll take Fredo home and give it a really good hose down. But yeah, I wanted to show you this. It's just amazing. Like, this is why we don't swim a lot here in this part of New Zealand, at least anyway. The water's cold, the waves are rough, but it's amazing. You feel alive. All right, let's go check out that other spot. Okay, right, we've just driven 5 kilometers south to another beach. That was Amberley Beach. This one's Ashworth Beach. I mean, already it's just calmer, and just show a little bit of the difference of the beaches in New Zealand and see what it's like riding on this one. I think the tide should be completely out now. We'll go and see. And there's some horses over here, check that out.
My daughter's pony, and she's away for a few days, so I'm exercising duty.
Like taking a dog for a run.
That's it.
Taking the horse on a run.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Seeing the horses. I grew up riding horses, and you just see that and you're just like, oh, I kind of miss it a bit. I said to her, do you want to swap? You can ride Fredo. You can ride a frog. Oh, it's beautiful though, isn't it? Horse riding and just yeah. Is a little bit whiter here. The beach is still not ideal for sunbathing, but let's see if I can ride Fredo. It's sliding all around. Oh! You know what, guys? One thing I always do when I'm in New Zealand is I always go walking. I take my shoes off and I walk in the ocean. There's something connecty about it, and I'm gonna take myself and Fredo into the ocean so he can experience standing in the New Zealand Ocean, but I'm going to take my shoes off first. You ready? Oh my goodness, it's cold! Alright guys, it is so cold, the water is so cold, but it's amazing, it's along it for a bit. Bruno's loving it. Do you reckon I should ride down there? Check that out. Yeah, no. It's amazing, isn't it, guys? Like, it's beautiful. It's like New Zealand is just like a land of contrast. It's a land of like coastlines and mountains, and just here in the Canterbury Plains, and then further south you go, it's bigger mountains, and then up north you got lakes and mountains. It's just beautiful. It's wild. It's so different from Australia, especially with South Australia. Yeah, I'm just loving it. You just feel so alive here. It's just so amazing. Thank you for joining me on checking out my home beaches and introducing Fredo to the water. So now keep watching. I'm going to show you Lees Valley riding through the mountains. Check that out. Then after that we've got Lewis. We've got Last Lewis. So yeah. And I'm going to I will take Fredo home and I'm going to wash him down thoroughly to make sure there's no salt left in him at all. Yeah. Yep. Half of you are probably looking at this going, we're horrified, Serafina. Hey everybody! I am here at the start of Okuku Pass. I think you can see the sign behind me. And this pass goes through Lees Valley. Now I'm about 60 kilometres northwest of Christchurch, here in North Canterbury. And this is like the backcountry of North Canterbury. So this is where the farmers are, the forestry, and there's some mountains, rivers, and just some beautiful part of New Zealand. I've never been down here before, but I know people ride it, people drive it, and I'm gonna go check it out, see what it's like, and show you guys. There's gonna be some rivers to go through as well. So keep following. And actually I'm going to show you the sign. There's a sign about not shooting on this road, which I'm really glad nobody's going to be shooting, so they're not going to I'm going to be safe. I'll show you. All right, let's go check it out. Oh, straight into a climb here. It's going up at 8% gradient. Whew. It's good. That was a good climb straight into it. I've already done 160 meters climbing straight away. Oh guys, I wish I could bottle this smell for you. It's just New Zealand. It's just beautiful. It's these trees. It's like the sweetness to it. And this dampness and this purity, pure New Zealand. Oh, I don't know if I want to ride over this one. I reckon it'll be alright. I probably could have. It just seemed a bit dodgy. There's a cow moving up there. Can you hear it? Hello, little cow. Hi. What are you gonna do? Thank you for getting off the road for me. Hi. Wasn't sure if it was going to charge me or not. I sort of had that look about it, look. But probably not, but you don't know. Up to $100,000 fine and 2 years imprisonment. How's the skate work? How does the skate work? It's the same colour. Carefully walk over this, using this. Oh, that's so pretty. Australia, you get kangaroos. In New Zealand, we get cows. Thank you, Mr. Cow. Or Ms. Hang on, sorry, Ms. Cow. Oh, another ever crossing. I'm coming past this way. Thank you. Oh. Hey, little baby cow. I'm coming through the river. Thanks. There we go. That was cool. Forward crossings, next 10 kilometres. Oh, there we go. There's a boundary sign. Check this out. There's a sign here saying that the boundary of Hurunui district is this way and Waimakariri district is this way. I'll show you. And see that? And I just got to go through this massive gate that won't let any cars or anything through. Let's see if I can walk over here with the bike and open this massive, massive gate. I think I might have to put you guys down over here for a second while I open this gate. God. That wasn't easy to open. That was a massive cow gate. shut the gate again. Freedom, freedom, freedom. I love it.
So when you feel lost in the city lights, ain't got nowhere to turn your winding wheels, there's always the sunny side across the river. Take a ride, take a swim, my friend, and paddle your guitar across the river, and you'll be fine. Go counting winners right down the line. You'll be alright on the sunny side.
Oh, thank you. Just coming through. Thank you. Quite amazing. Oh, but that's what it's all about, right? That's why we love it. Yeah. All right, onward. This is a New Zealand river. This is what New Zealand means to me. It's like, this is just so New Zealand, it's so Kiwi. This is what I miss. You don't get this, not like this in Australia, not the same way. Look at this. Ah, there we go, guys. There's nothing quite like walking in the clear New Zealand water and rivers. That is refreshing and nice. Well, so the plan was to go, so my dad's with me and he's filming and he's following the car as well. So the plan was to go across the river and carry on because this is a really cool 70k ride. I've done 31 k's, about 820 elevation, but the car's not going to make it through, and somebody just came through before and we watched them go through, and yeah, I've got the Subaru, but it'll just like doof on the rocks and stuff, so I'm going to call it quits here now. I think I'll ride a little bit more to get my elevation up, going back up, so it's up over 1,000 of course, and then yeah, just head back and come back another day. I'll come back and do the whole thing all the way through, because it's beautiful out here. It's just, I'm riding, I'm like, I love it. New Zealand's just so fresh. It's just, I don't know, it's just freedom. Like I said, you might have heard that on one of the videos earlier. I was saying it's like freedom. Oh my goodness, it's just like freedom riding. It's just beautiful. The air's clean, the water, the rivers. Yeah, it's just amazing. The mountains. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. The climbing was nice and brutal on times, but I love it. So yeah, all right, keep watching, and but for now I think we'll just flick over to Lewis and see what he's got to say.
Thanks, Serafina. I hope you're having an awesome time over in New Zealand with your family, and also Merry Christmas to everybody that's sitting at home. I'm going to wear this hat while I'm here talking about these Ask Lewis questions. Serafina has sent through quite a few awesome little questions. We'll see how much we can get through in the time that we've got. The first question that we've got is, what is the difference between a gravel bike and a mountain bike? And that one came from Chelsea on Facebook Messenger. All right, the difference between a gravel bike and a mountain bike. I'm going to say the most obvious thing is that the mountain bikes will tend to have a suspension fork on the front, sometimes even on the back. Suspension is cool in the way that it can soak up the little bumps as you're riding along. So if you're doing jumps or riding over rocks and stones and roots and all this sort of stuff, it's a much more comfortable and capable bike. It can handle a lot more abuse. Mountain bikes also tend to have a flat handlebar as well, as opposed to the drop-down racing handlebars that you see on the road bikes. You could argue perhaps more powerful brakes. You could argue sometimes they've got a different gearing ratio, but really we're talking about a suspension fork and a flat handlebar. That tends to be what a mountain bike has, comparing it to a gravel bike. I have a gravel bike here just to show you the difference. But this particular example, this gravel bike has the drop-down racing handlebars. It has much narrower tyres than what you see on the mountain bike here as well. It has no suspension fork. It has a nice sort of rigid, solid fork that's similar to what a racing road bike would have. And this particular example has a 1x group set with 11 on the back. So very comparable to the mountain bike, which is where some people will sort of get confused between the two different types because often componentry will be quite similar. But I would bring it back down to being mountain bikes have suspension, gravel bikes don't. Mountain bikes have flat handlebars, gravels have drop handlebars. So I guess that's my short answer to your question. Let's jump on to the next one, which is, I keep getting punctures all the time. Is there a way that I can avoid this? And that's from Samuel Davis as an Instagram message. Good question, Samuel. I've got myself ready to show you one of the things that might be causing that. Now, actually we'll start with this. When we get flat tires on a push bike, usually it's just a few different types of puncture we can get. It's usually either a puncture, as in a rose thorn or a nail or something like that, has gone into the tyre and come back out, and then is obviously letting the air out through there, which is where tubeless sealant can sometimes help. But a puncture, another one is a pinch flat. A pinch flat will usually happen when you're running a tyre pressure that's too low. So the the tube will get pinched between the tyre and the rim when it hits an acute angle like a curb or a pothole or a sharp stone or something like that. It pinches the tube between the tyre and the rim. Pinch flat because the tyre pressure is too low. The way that you can tell what that looks like, when you take the tube out and you find out where the hole is on the tube, it will look like a snake bite with two little holes to get next to each other. That's how you can tell it's a pinch flat. That unfortunately is because the tyre pressure was too low. They're typical things that can cause a puncture. Something else that might be happening to you because you say that you're getting regular punctures, it could even be something as simple as the rim tape. So the rim tape is what covers the spoke holes, which are in here. These little holes here that allow the silver spokes to go through. Oh, sorry, black spokes in this case. But that's what allows you to go in there and adjust the nipples, so tighten up and loosen the spokes. Sometimes this rim tape here might either be non-existent and therefore the tube that you've got is pushing into these sharp metal holes, which is causing a puncture, or it could just be that it has simply slipped to the side. And that will be one of those punctures that you don't know why you're getting punctures, but as you're pumping it up, it keeps exploding and, oh, what's going on? I don't know what's happening. It could be because the rim tape isn't covering the spoke holes. So if you get regular punctures, check that. Awesome. And that looks like it is all the questions that we have this week, which is perfect. I might just pass back over to Serafina. I know she's having an awesome time over in New Zealand with her family. And she did text me when she saw the questions come through and she wanted to explain why she chose a gravel bike over a mountain bike. So listen along in the next couple of minutes and hopefully she can give you a quick summary as to why she chose that. So awesome, I'll pass you back over. Thanks, Serafina. See ya.
Check out that view, guys. That is amazing. That is amazing. Oh, thanks, Lois. That was a really good, simple description of the difference between a gravel bike and a mountain bike. And why, catching my breath, that's how I love this. That was really steep. I'm gonna go and measure that gradient over there afterwards and I'll let you guys know in the description what gradient that is. But this is why I love riding a gravel bike. It's similar to a road bike. It's the same shape. And I used to take my road bike on the gravel on this kind of thing all the time. But the gravel bike gives me more opportunities to ride more roads like this. It's more fun. Actually, I almost didn't bring Fredo over to New Zealand. I almost just brought Fuji and I'm so glad I did. I'm having so much more fun riding Fredo here because there's just so much of this and the mountains and the gravel roads. Maybe I might need to get a mountain bike if I keep doing more riding in New Zealand because there is more, you know, bigger rocks and tougher things like that. But I'm loving it. I love the shape of the gravel bike. I love the ability, the freedom to go more places, similar to road riding, but just off-road. And then obviously mountain biking is the next level. It doesn't bother me that there's no suspension. I kind of like that as well. So, whew, okay. I think I caught my breath while I was talking to you. But yeah, that's cool. It's a really, and lots of people actually, they'll see Fredo and they're like, oh yeah, what kind of bike is that? You know, they're used to mountain bike or road bike, but not used to having something that's halfway, you know, that's in between. So it just opens up so many more opportunities, and I love it. So yeah, all right, I will see you in the next episode.
So when you feel lost in the city lights,